I believe. Baron was hiding out was hanging out, I guess, kind of keeping a low profile in Valakai with Irina, and the other fellows were kind of taking stock of their surroundings after a little get together with Strahd. And so we were with the group the longest for the fight, so I think we ended technically with Baron and Irina up at the inn in Valakai. We'll pick up right there, and I'll give you, Baron, the right, I guess you'd say, a first refusal. Are you going to do anything as far as, or are you going to continue to take a low profile and wait on the group?
Well, Carla Jean wanted to nap.
That's right, Carla.
Yeah. So I'm going to give her a smooth hour at least to nap, and then see what happens. But I'm not going to leave that room until she wakes up, or I wake her up.
Okay. So y'all will kind of catch your rest after y'all's 7:47 flight from Barovia Village to Valakai Raven Express. An hour will go by without any problems. She'll continue to be fast asleep. You've kind of been resting yourself, but your internal Baron clock will tell you it's been roughly an hour or so, maybe a little more. And there's been nothing eventful occur.
Okay. I'm just gonna let them go. I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't leave the room until I heard at least from them.
Okay.
In some way, shape, or form.
All right. Then we will time jump back because you got there again much quicker than they are going to have gotten there. So we'll time jump back to y'all. Again, y'all just finished a little skirmish with Strahd and some hounds, and y'all have gotten that taken care of, and y'all are kind of find yourself kind of standing up on this hill just off the road in these ruins, or what's left of them, and y'all kind of tell me what y'all are going to do next. Oh yeah, let me take y'all to the page.
I say we loot and burn the bodies. Start heading to the village.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, let's get this going. Now that he knows where we're going.
We never really told him where we're going.
He knew where you were going. You'll remember he said, why are you on your way to Valakai?
That's what I said. Trips. Goonies reference.
I didn't hear what you said.
Booty traps.
Booty traps.
Oh, you kind of cut out on my end. So, all right, well, y'all will kind of head back now that the fog had subsided and dissipated. You'll kind of head back to the road. We will go there. Right, and I have a marker. I've got Ivor's marker there because he's normally, I guess, quote unquote, kind of taking point as far as the ranger goes. So I've got his little token up on the map showing about where y'all are at, and then Baron's token up in Valakai showing where he's at. Let me do this. That. All right. And y'all will, again, kind of head back onto the road and head back to the north. You will, as you kind of reach another crossroads to the north, you're going to notice gates similar to what you witnessed or observed when you came into Barovia from the far the far east. They are similar in structure and just as in disrepair as those that you saw. But you will kind of pass through those, putting Castle Ravenloft in your rearview mirror as well as the road that you've been on. Main road will kind of meander around as you come a little closer to the forest back on the west. As we'll move you up here. As y'all kind of been making your way for some time walking down the path, there'll be I guess you'd say a landmark or something that you see off to your east on the a little bit on a hill. It appears to be some type of windmill. You're able to see lights on in kind of the windows and things like that. What appears to be lamp light or flames of some sort kind of flickering in the windows. The windmill isn't moving; it's stationary, but you kind of see that. Unless there's any desire to approach it, y'all will continue to pass that on the north. Excuse me, you'll head north, passing that with it on your left. It'll kind of wrap around the forest. At this point, you kind of want to let me know, do you want to continue to follow the main road or do you want to cut through this forest that, again, kind of going by the idea that Ismark had kind of sketched this map, kind of letting you know that this is one of the larger forests that kind of surrounds the lake. Previously, y'all stuck to the road. I just want to make sure that's what y'all are continuing to do, or whether you're shortening the path.
I want to cut through the woods and get there quicker, but
I'm okay with that.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Hold on 1 second.
So Matt, like at this point,
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out some sticks and some bones and some tokens, and I'm going to cast. See if that worked. And I'm going to see if there's any ill that will come to us if we cut through these woods.
This is cool. I like all these new spells. Let's see here.
That is a good one. I like that.
It takes a minute to cast, and it's a ritual, so it takes 2 minutes.
Well, ritual adds 10 minutes, at least to a wisdom test.
11. Yeah, it's 11 minutes. I'm sorry.
Wheel, woe, or nothing.
Actually, I think there's wheel, woe, and then wheel and woe.
For bad results.
And then
For
and
both.
then nothing. So there's 4
Yeah,
options.
that's good.
All right.
And bad for nothing.
All right. You'll sit there for about a minute as your group kind of watch you do something they hadn't seen you do before, throwing bones and jibber jabbering to yourself. And as you kind of take a look at these things that you've done and laid out, you will kind of get a feeling or an answer as you cast this ritual, and it will be wheel.
I haven't done this a lot, but I think we're good to go.
well, I'll take your word for it.
Trust your voodoo magic.
I'm confused on will or woe, but I think will is good and woe is bad. But
Makes me think of what was I can't think of his name in Predator 2, the Jamaican guy that.
Oh, yeah. Throwing bones.
Yeah, throwing the bones. Then he gets his head chopped off.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a woe omen, but yours definitely say wheel.
yeah, well, let's go, guys.
All right.
Good there.
So y'all will kind of decide as a group to kind of duck off the main road and head due north to kind of cut some time, shave some time off this trip. You will kind of, as you creep into the woods, y'all will notice as this is kind of where your adventure started, deep in the woods. It kind of mirrors the same makeup, but not quite as dark or as obscured as far as your vision goes. Again, it does seem that the further that you get away from Castle Ravenloft, I mean, you're definitely not in Florida, but things look at least a little bit. Hold on one second.
You got some goblins.
I apologize, it's my son. All right. You'll notice again as you kind of get further away from Castle Ravenloft, things seem a little bit easier on the eyes as far as it's not quite wasteland Fallout 3 territory or scenery. It is again kind of a slow going trip, even cutting across through the forest, but you do make it without any incident, any type of encounters with any of the local wildlife across. And you find yourself back on the old Slavich Road, however you say it. And as you kind of look due to the west, you are able just barely, since it's a straight road with nothing really obscuring, you can kind of see that the road itself seems to be this portion very well traveled. There's evidence of wagons and foot and horse. So it seems to be a far greater concentration of traffic than further to the south. So you would take it that you are obviously getting closer to Valakai. Y'all will continue to the west. And as y'all kind of similar to, I don't know if anybody remembers the description I gave to Baron as they kind of flew over. So I'll just kind of give you the same quick description again as y'all kind of approach this town. You are able to kind of rise before you as far as the fence or the gates that kind of that surround this. It appears to be kind of a 15-foot high wall that kind of circles the town, at least as far as you can see, with portions of it, again, kind of the wall going into the woods. This particular road kind of leads right to a gate that appears to be the entrance of the town. It appears to be a kind of a standard gate that you've seen many times before. There are two figures kind of standing on each side of the gate, carrying pikes. Carrying spears and surrounding them on each side, kind of aligning the gate or pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. And they appear to be kind of standing guard at the gate.
Is the gate open?
No.
I was able to say, hey.
Have they seen us? I mean, are we there yet?
Yeah.
I'm just getting y'all close enough to the town to the point where that's kind of what y'all see as y'all are kind of approaching. You would assume at this point they can possibly see you since you're able to kind of make out them now. But I mean, they have not any motion or any type of movement or anything like that. They just seem to be standing guard.
Are we still in the woods, or are we on the main road? Like, did we cut through this way-ish?
No, y'all cut through the shortest point that Drew had pointed out. Y'all cut through right here.
Hang on, hit it again. Let's scroll down.
Right here.
Okay, I got you.
We're about where Ivor's token is that correct?
Well, yeah, y'all came out over here where I'm marking, and then y'all followed the road.
So if we're on the road, I'm just going to walk up to him.
Okay.
And say, can we come in? Can we enter? Also, there's some other heads for your wall back that way. They're
Yeah,
charged.
you cut out completely on mine. Say that again.
Nope. I wanna just walk up to him and ask him if we can enter the gate, enter the city.
Okay. They'll kind of take a look. Did you walk up yourself? Are everybody's hanging back, or y'all kind of walk up as a group?
I mean, probably a few feet behind him, but still walk up with him.
Okay, gotcha. As you the group kind of walks up, Jack will kind of go out ahead a little bit and initiate conversation with the guards, and they will kind of look at you. Kind of they're studying you, and then you'll see the other one that you didn't speak to directly. He's going to kind of look kind of to the side and kind of take stock of the group behind you. And this particular guard will ask you, please state your business in the town.
I don't really number one. I forgot the guy's name. We don't really want to say it. We're traveling from Barovia and seeking just a night in the inn here on our journeys.
They will nod and say, "You've come quite a distance. We don't get too many travelers from Barovia. It's as you probably are well aware of, the roads are dangerous. But please come in. Excuse me. Please do not cause any problems in the town, though."
Wouldn't dream of it.
And so that guard will kind of turn a little bit and kind of nod to the other one, who will open the gate, and the five of y'all will be free to walk through. You'll notice that they kind of close the gate behind you and go back to kind of standing guard at this particular gate. So I'm going to move y'all now to the village map.
Hey, just as a point of order, I did go ahead and burn a spell slot to re-summon my horse before we left Strahd.
Okay. Then that would change their response a bit if you rode up on a skeleton horse.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to mention, because I did go ahead and mark off the spell slot.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I need to, I'll leave the horse outside.
Yeah, well, again, that'll change the response completely with there being, like I said, someone riding a skeleton horse. So I got to figure out how to retcon that.
Well, if we don't want to retcon it, I'll just take the spell slot back.
That'd probably be the easiest. Yeah, because
I'll just take the spell slot back and let's not worry about retconning it. All right. So y'all will. Everybody should be on that the town map now. So y'all are kind of coming in from the east gate over here, and you'll notice that this same road that you're on appears to be, at least as far as you can tell, appears to be kind of the main road that stretches through this town. It's by far the widest as you kind of enter in through another little smaller gate. And this is kind of where the gate where they were at. And so as y'all enter in, you kind of are on the main street right here.
What time of day is it?
What
time of day is it?
At this point, it's approaching evening. It's probably roughly about 5, 6 o'clock, if memory serves. I'd have to go to my notes.
So we don't really know Baron's here yet, but in the opportunity is, I'm going to start whispering into my earpiece as we walk. Baron, do you copy?
And what's the range on those?
I don't know.
Carrick would tell you that. I think it was
like 1,000 feet, or I don't remember. Maybe to that. I don't remember. Brandon can tell you.
Your little miniature is going to be fine, Doc.
What's the range? I don't know, 20, 30. It's whatever the sending spell is. The message spell. It's like 60 feet, 120 feet.
120 feet. Okay.
Oh.
Then
that's longer than that, I thought.
Sending is
Well, message is a cantrip. You know, that's the reason he let me enchant him is because it was just a cantrip.
It's message.
Yeah. I mean, I could theoretically try to make
20 feet.
stones of my own now, but
sending's unlimited range, so it can't do that.
I have to send it. We could try.
Yeah, so it's only 120 feet then if it's message.
Okay.
Then
Or just kind of grab, periodically, Baron.
Just ping it. One ping only.
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. As you kind of again have first entered into town, roughly in this area right here, y'all will kind of continue just following the main road. As I described to Baron at the last session, the traffic in this particular village is definitely different than Barovia Village. There's more people milling about. It actually appears to be, somewhat inhabited. Not everybody's hiding in their homes. It's definitely not a bustling town or anything like that, but at least you don't get the idea that it's some type of ghost town. As you kind of walk further to the west, you'll kind of see what appears to be some type of stockyard on your left, which would be kind of to the south. It's got a sign as you kind of walk by, a wooden sign on the front gate that reads Arisex Stockyard. There are, let's see here, some standard, animals that you kind of see in some pens and things like that. As you again kind of make it a little further, you see people coming in out of what appears to be homes, and then other little small things of note. As you kind of make it roughly right around into this area right here, is when you are going to, for the first time, get a little bit of feedback in your earpiece, so to speak. Baron, you will receive a message from Jack asking if you read him.
Yeah, we're in the hotel. Carly.
They're in this kind of this rough area right here, and you are in the center of town.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just did I actually hear him?
Yeah. At some point, as you're kind of sitting there, he will come over through your ear, and you'll receive a message asking if you read him, if you can hear him.
I'll say. I mean, I hear you. I'm assuming you made it. Come to the inn and grab a table at the bar.
Over.
All right. So y'all will continue to walk, looking for this inn.
The blue. The blue. Oh God.
As you kind of hit the center of town, you're going to see a fairly sizable building kind of in the center of town at the main, kind of what you'd say the crossroads of this main street. It's got some, again, smoke coming up out of this large two-story building. It appears to be a bustle of business. Lots of people kind of going in and going out. Pretty much every light in the establishment. As you get a little bit closer, you will see that there is a wooden sign kind of hanging above or off of the roof. It's got what appears to be a blue waterfall, and written on it or kind of carved in it is the Blue Water Inn.
Is that the right inn?
He said the inn. Let's go.
He just said the inn. He didn't give you any instructions, so this is just what you see when you walk up.
I'll back Baron and be like, "Is this the Blue Water Inn? What the hell? We're getting a table at the Blue Water Inn."
I'm gonna tell him you're at the right place. It's the only inn in town. All you guys ask around.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Is there a bat stable?
There we go.
And as soon as I know that they're here, I'll tell Carla Jean, don't leave this room. Our friends are here. I'll be right back.
All right.
Even if I have to wake her up.
All right, let me get everybody's tokens on this one.
Is she sleeping in armor or is she not?
What's she wearing?
That's for my mental pictures.
Hey, what's the name of this town? Is it does it have a tab
Crest?
in the world of Payron?
No, Crest gets left. This is Mark.
Does
right?
it have a? Would you say? Does it have a tab? Hold on, my
Right.
computer is having all kinds. There we go. It will have a tab very momentarily.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, it'll have it. It'll have a tab.
So all these names look familiar. I just don't recognize.
I'm just having some severe lag. Like nothing is dragging out. I'm trying to put y'all's tokens. I'm not sure why it's doing this. Actually, I have a pretty good idea. Hold on one second. I gotta yell at my wife. I know what she's doing.
She's stealing your internet.
I'm running it up. Someone tried to.
I got 3 people on Netflix. Shit, I can't do anything. This is I told my wife to tell him to get off. All right. Y'all should all be there now.
Let's try it.
Oh, I lost
Yeah.
everybody's picture. I can't do anything. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I don't have my whole thing's frozen up. I got no reset button. Here we go.
It's just slow to load. It's catching, right?
Did it load for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Screen still.
I apologize. I yelled. I have 3 people streaming movies.
Sounds like bedtime.
All right.
That's what I just told her. I said this has been preordained and scheduled. I need them off the internet.
That's right.
All right, so y'all will again have y'all should have it right there where you're able to kind of see the front of the Blue Water Inn. You'll see a front door again, kind of people coming in and out of it, and then you'll have the stairs on the exterior that kind of lead up to what appears to be an outdoor balcony. And that's kind of what y'all see. And so your previous message from Baron was to proceed in and grab a table.
Yeah, let's go do it.
So do we?
And I guess you can move my token there. I told Carla Jean to hang out in the room for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be right back.
Okay, so as y'all are kind of walking out or walking up, Baron, you're going to see from the balcony, that the stairs on the balcony from the outside, you're going to see Baron kind of appear outside of a door. and he is going to. Shit. This is lag. Oh my God. Get off the freaking internet. Anyway, you're probably going to have more success moving it than I am. I was
Okay.
trying to move it.
I'll come down and go back in with them. That's
I
how
don't
I
know
got
if
out.
it's-
I had to go out the front door and come back up, right?
I don't know if it's yours. It's lagging on my end too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lagging something fierce.
Might be the old roll 20.
It might be. Maybe it's not my internet because we were on this map the last session. There was no lag whatsoever.
Yeah, it's got to be yours. I can't even scroll up and down the map probably. I mean, got to be in roll 20.
Yeah, I just got a connection to the website has been interrupted.
Uh-oh.
I'm not having any problem right now. But
Interrupted.
Mine's not bad, but every now and then it'll lag.
Yeah, mine's intermittent. It's not
Yeah,
terrible.
I got that big red banner up top.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is. That's what I kept getting all those nights I would get disconnected and couldn't log in.
Let's see here.
Is it Tupac?
sounds like it.
Yeah. Love some Tupac.
All right. Oh, that was fun. Let's see here. Okay.
Y'all are gonna want to go to the stairs into the bar, not up the stairs.
All right. Mine's moving a little bit better now. All right. So y'all kind of go. Yeah. Now that Baron kind of as y'all kind of see Baron and head to Baron. He kind of again gives you the nod that that's where one set of the rooms are, but the main entrance is down here, and so he kind of guides y'all to the main entrance of the inn. This must be. I don't know what the problem is. I can't do anything.
Yeah, old priest and young priest. My token is all over the place in the tutorial.
Mine does okay until the dynamic lighting starts to change.
I'm completely frozen. I can't do anything.
Try just a different.
Yeah, it's got to be their server or something.
Let's see. New window.
Yeah, I can't even select y'all's tokens. Yeah, your connection has been interrupted again. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That's coming through fine.
Okay. Yeah, I got another red banner. It says your connection to the servers.
Oh,
Well, here's what we'll do. If we can get real quickly, we'll forego the map. If I can just get y'all in, we won't worry about any more map.
you just put me in, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get y'all in there while it's working. Before that red banner pops up again.
So many people to fight. I mean, talk to. I mean,
Murder.
murder.
Murder time.
All right, that way you can kind of at least see the inside. But like I said, now it's front. Here's my red banner again. Okay, well at least I got y'all in there. All right, so I'm gonna quit fiddling with that, and we're just gonna go through as if we don't have this for right now. So y'all kind of walk in, and y'all all kind of take a seat at really the only table that's available. It's a kind of a cramped area with not only the volume of people that are in there, but also you can kind of tell as you kind of stand in there that the drinking area, the main area of the inn where people kind of congregate, is on the smaller side. You're able to see kind of two balconies above your head, one to the east, one to the west. What appears to be people coming and going in rooms and things like that. It looks like more of the establishment is upstairs as far as is meant for rooms and people staying. But y'all are able to kind of squeeze in at a table amongst the crowd, and y'all kind of have a seat. And Baron kind of gives you a brief synopsis of how his and Carla Jean's trip was, and y'all kind of fill him in on what happened with Strahd. I don't have Brandon. Let me. There we go. I got somebody. So at that point, y'all are all kind of sitting at the bar.
Yeah. Thought y'all had horses. What took so
Yeah,
long?
mine died.
Yeah, your horse died? I thought it was already dead.
Did we leave our horses?
Yeah, my horse didn't die, I guess. It just kind of went back to a resting place.
Okay. So here's the deal. Here's what we need to do. I've got the Raven upstairs, Carla Jean. I'm not going to say her name out loud. But one of you need to go talk to Edwin. Apparently he's friendly. As far as our goals against the unnamed person. So he's apparently maybe the owner of this bar, I believe. And I would suggest Baron and maybe whoever else wants to go find him and talk to him, do that.
I'll go with you.
I got a book I can read.
There's I'll hand Carrick a key to the other room upstairs.
Hmm?
And you can go outside, go upstairs, down the hallway to the left, and that key should work that door.
Okay, Ian.
We have a room for the night, so until the morning, we'll have to pay again. Or you can go straight. I'll give him both keys, as long as you let me back in.
So it's evening time, Cram?
Yes. Sorry, I was listening to y'all. I was trying to reopen. When I refreshed my page, it closed.
I'm gonna flag down a waitress and ask for
Okay.
I don't know how many, 6 cups.
All right. As she you kind of get her attention, she says that it'll be I think it was for a drink. I think it was 1 Zarovich.
I just want the empty cups. I don't want any drink.
You want empty cups?
Yep.
She kind of looks at you.
It's a game we play.
And says, I don't think that's going to quench your thirst, but okay.
Because he has the alchemy jug, right?
But well, she also, but then she says, but if you kind of look around and see that we are kind of busy, so to just spare empty cups that other people, I'm still going to have to charge you.
I don't have any money. Anybody got any money? I don't have any of this money.
I'll give her. I'll put 4 silver pieces on the table.
She'll look at you and say, that does no good here.
Well, hang on, let me read this.
Don't make them come alive.
I want to walk to the nearest patron to me and just poke him on the shoulder.
We're gonna get a fight.
Okay. Yeah, I guess pick the patron you want to poke.
The one, I guess, this one here.
Okay.
Just gonna kind of poke his shoulder.
All right. You will poke this individual, and they'll kind of look at you and say, they'll kind of look up from this table. This particular person sitting at a table by themselves. May I help you?
But, I'm sorry, sir. I just a few times I've tried to poke someone and they turn out to not be real. So I was just making sure you were real.
Straight honest.
Say this person will look at you and say, "Boy, you must have been enjoying the house ale. Slow down, my friend."
All right, sorry to bother you. I just sometimes I need to check. I don't know.
Person will kind of shake their head and go back to their drink, and
I'm just gonna look at the rest of the group. But hey, guys, they're real. That guy's real.
Sweet. Are we having any more trouble with the cups?
Yeah,
Take the silver.
she says no good here. Okay.
I'm going to cast suggestion on her and tell us just serve us without any trouble and take the silver for the cups. But she needs to make a wisdom save.
okay. Let's see here. Where's that at? There we go.
All right. And then, as the same thing, I'm going to ask her where Edwin is. Well, but first, the cups.
Okay. She'll kind of take the suggestion, and she'll pick up the copper piece. Excuse me, the silver pieces, and she will walk back to the bar.
She picked up the silver pieces.
Well, I told her to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And she will. You'll be able to see that she kind of walks to the bar where there's another lady kind of standing there, and she's going to place the silver pieces on the counter and slide them to the lady and try to grab 6 cups. You'll then see they appear to kind of engage in a conversation, and you can kind of see the lady behind the bar kind of shaking her head and trying to motion to her. And she kind of pushes the silver pieces back, and you can kind of see that the lady doesn't pay her any heed. She follows through with your suggestion, and despite this lady kind of getting animated behind the bar, she brings the cups over to the group and puts them on the table and says, "Here you go." As she does that, you can kind of see that this woman that was behind the bar has exited the bar and headed your direction.
I'm gonna cut her off.
Hmm?
I'm gonna cut her off.
Okay.
And is that Raven?
Yeah, that's the one you'll recognize. The one that she identified herself as Raven.
Yeah, I'll cut her off before she gets to the group. Okay.
Okay. All right. So she's going to be walking up to her, and you'll step in front of her, and she'll say, "Excuse me, sir. I guess you were at the table, so she's going to have seen you kind of gotten up at the table and
Yeah.
kind of cut her off. She's going to say, "Are you with these gentlemen?"
Actually, they're very new to this town, and they don't know how things work. And I'll hand her whatever it costs for the 6 cups of ale in Zarvich,
Okay.
and walk her
As you do that, she
back to the
will.
bar.
She'll kind of nod and say, "I appreciate it. We don't see this kind of coin here." And she's gonna.
I'll trade you. I'll trade you the silver for the Zarvich.
She'll hand you the silver back
Yeah.
and collect the Zarviches, and then says, "I trust. Was the room to your liking?"
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine, and we'll probably I'll probably take both of them again tonight. We'll figure that out in a minute.
Okay.
But
And she nods, and then she returns to the bar.
yeah, and another thing, who's the owner of this estate? Who owns this place?
She says, his name is Irwin.
Irwin.
Urwin.
You are. Okay.
Irwin Martikov.
Is he around?
She says, he should be. I can, if you'll give me just a few moments, I will go and check.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm going to sit here at the bar and I'll wait on you, okay?
Okay. All right. Let's see if we're having any more luck. Is your token able to move?
I don't know. I hadn't tried. I just got a few silver pieces richer.
I'm like 4 silver now.
No, don't spend it all in one place. All right. So you'll see her as you're kind of sitting at the bar, you'll see her kind of walk through a door just to the north of the bar, and she will be gone for a few minutes. And as you kind of stand there, or excuse me, sit there enjoying your drink, in just a moment, you'll see her return with a gentleman in tow. He appears to be kind of a dark complected man with kind of black hair. And he will kind of follow her out if it will drag. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Now it's, well, come on. Come on, work for me, work for me. That's froze. There we go. Come on, come out the door. There we go. All right, so she will kind of be followed by this gentleman who walks up beside her out of the door, and you'll see her say, "This is the gentleman that wanted to make your acquaintance." He'll turn to you, Barrett, and he'll reach out his hand and say, "Irwin Martikov, I heard that you wish to visit with me. I take it everything is fine with your accommodations?"
And I'll greet him. Yes, sir. It's perfectly fine as far as the rooms. My name is damn. I'll just tell him my name, Baron von Leopold Hill. I'm not sure if I told Raven I was Llewellyn, but whatever.
You did.
Yeah.
You told, that's what you introduced yourself as Llewellyn and Carla Jean.
Yeah. As far as she knows, Carla Jean's still Carla Jean.
Yep.
So.
So did you do Llewellyn or did you do Carla Jean?
No, I did. I told him my real name.
Are you talking about this guy you told?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irwin. Yeah.
All right. Again, he kind of, after he shakes your hand, he said, "Well, then what can I help you with?"
I have some business matters I'd like to discuss, but not in this setting. Do you have an office maybe that me and my partners can discuss with you?
He's going to kind of look at you, kind of quizzically, like, I mean, this is I guess you'd say almost an unusual proposition. So he's going to be wary of someone wanting to do this as well. I mean, having just met your friend, well, what type of business or is it that you're wanting to discuss?
I'll just lean over the bar and say it's about, and I'll say Strahd, and very quietly.
At the mention of that word, you will see him just completely, like, hearing the name. He's kind of wide-eyed at this point. He doesn't know whether whether this is a good omen, a weal or a woe, so to speak, when someone utters the guy's name.
I'll tack onto that. We've already killed him once.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Okay, persuasion.
Oh, snap.
Dang.
Oh, not that it mattered. You did a crit. I just noticed. When he hears you say that, he immediately looks at the woman and says, anything that they need, make no charge on the house. It's all on the house. He says, if you'll give me a moment, and my children are in the office in the back room. I need to have them go somewhere else.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm gonna say my people back here, they're gonna be the ones talking to you. I need to go take care of some other business. But I'll be still staying here.
Okay.
And I'm leaving back to go get Carla Jean.
Okay. So he will go back into the office, and just for ease of sake, there are 2 tokens here, which is kids, which I'd say you'd see them kind of leave the door, but the time it's going to take me to drag both of them to illustrate them leaving, I'm just going to forego that and just lump them somewhere else. So he'll return and beckon the group back to his to the area behind the bar area where he came from. So I'll see if I can get everybody back there. I got Grim. Oh, there he goes. It was way delayed, but Jack made it. Carrick. And we won't worry about Ivor's token because Ivor's not here. All right. Is that everybody?
I can probably move mine in.
Oh, there's Barry. Oh, yeah. All right. There's Barry. All right.
Well, I'm not. I'm just assuming I'm back in the room getting Carla Jean.
Oh, okay. You're getting Carla Jean. All right. And then are you going to return with her?
I want to slow roll that. Make sure they're talking and nothing pops. I don't hear anything popping off anywhere. But.
Okay. All right. Instead of dragging yours upstairs, we'll just theater the mind. It will say you've exited the front, gone back up the exterior stairs to your room, and you're taking a moment to kind of wake her up and kind of brief her on the situation.
Yeah, there's no reason to move up there.
We'll now flip back to y'all. Y'all are kind of greeted one by one by Erwin, and he asks you to have a seat and says, your friend mentioned that y'all had business to discuss with me regarding the the Harry Potter reference out, the one that shan't be named, the Dark Lord. He tells me that y'all somehow already y'all killed him already.
Once.
I
I
mean,
guess no one said anything to him.
yeah, it was, Carrick said once. No.
Hello? Yellow?
I didn't catch any of that. It's
Carrick said, yeah, one time. I don't know.
I don't know. You hear anybody?
I mean, I hear Baron fine. I don't hear anyone else.
Yeah, Carrick just replied with, yeah, we killed him one time.
Oh, okay. Let me refresh. Like I said, I hear you fine.
Yellow.
He refreshed.
No, he refreshed.
Yay!
There we go.
Do you hear him now?
I hear Jack now. I hear Jack.
Maybe it is Jared's internet.
And all right. So, Baron, you said that Carrick said that yes, we've done it once. Is that what you?
I said one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's video is lagging. He will go. When did this happen?
What, like a day or so ago?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago?
He will. You'll kind of see him kind of think for a few moments. He goes, that must have been what the bells were for. I didn't think that's what it actually meant. I've never heard those before, but now that you tell me this, it goes in line with what I've heard in the past from lore and legend that the Strahd's bells would ring if he is slain. So
you hear the bells from here?
Yes.
Those are some loud bells.
I wonder if they're metal bells.
Nuke bells.
He says, "Well, I mean, what happened? Does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean that we can leave finally?"
Yeah, not really, because we are Grand Tone since then. Like,
Be back.
Yeah, he noticed they did.
The excitement that you kind of saw like glimmer across his face just as quickly as it was there, it now goes away, and he looks further depressed than before. And then I am more confused now than ever. What is it that you want from me?
I don't know what we want from you. We're looking for somebody.
Who is it that you look at that you seek?
Yeah, I'm gonna look to the group because I can't remember his name.
Randolph
I
Van
can't remember.
Richten. Randolph Van Richten. I'm not there. But,
Rudolph Van Richten.
okay.
Yes.
I can't read
That
my
guy.
writing.
You'll say that name, and I mean I don't recognize the name.
He
What is
hunts
it?
vampires. He's a
Has he
vampire.
done something wrong?
They say he
to
lives
you,
here.
or-
I mean, not yet. I assume we're in store for that, but no, we just want to talk to him.
Says, well, I'll be honest with you. I don't I don't have a great deal of knowledge of much around here. My contacts are the people that I again, as you can see, we have many of people that come and go, but I'm not really a purveyor of much knowledge on things outside of Valakut. I do not recognize the name. I can tell you there's no one by that name that lives in this village. But two of the gentlemen out in the bar area, they might be able to help you. They are hunters and travelers themselves. They may know more than I do. Again, I don't recognize the name.
Well, he's certainly in the town. So
Can can you point out the two hunter traveler people to me?
Yeah, he says absolutely. He will kind of lead you, Drew, to the door, and he'll kind of just slightly open it, kind of prop it open, and he'll point to two gentlemen that were sitting at a table just north of y'all. They were kind of grizzled-looking individuals sitting at the table, just the two of them. He'll kind of point at them and say that's Nikolai and. Excuse me, not them. Sorry, hold on. I have so many tokens here.
Yeah.
Zoldar and Yevgeny.
Oh shit.
I say, okay, I'm gonna go ask them while y'all continue to talk.
Okay, so you'll kind of make your way out of the bar. I mean, not the bar. Out back into the bar from the office, Droot.
Yeah, I'll let their discussion finish though before I take mine.
I'm gonna go with him. I'll leave it for him.
All right. It's these gentlemen right up here
Okay.
that he pointed to. Like I said, there's so many tokens here.
Yeah. No,
So Grim will kind of follow him out as the two of y'all go to speak with him. Urim will kind of let the door kind of shut back, and he will be in there with Carrick and Jack. Baron, are you still up there? Are you waiting for anything particular as far as the message from them, or are you just going to kind of hang out in the room?
I'm gonna message Grim and ask him, is everything kosher down there? Is it safe for the Raven?
It seems so.
Okay. We'll come. Well, I mean, I'll tell her. Same. Coat on, hood up, sit at the table. Don't talk to anybody when we get in there.
Okay. All right. So you will bring her back into the bar area. She's doing her normal incognito thing. We're just going to get Ivor's token out of the way since he's not here. And Baron, you'll be there at the table with her.
Yeah.
And Droot and Grim, y'all will be approaching, after you get that message, y'all have approached these two individuals that Irwin has kind of pointed out in the main area of the tavern. Carrick and Jack, y'all are kind of still in there with Irwin. We can kind of take care of this, like I said, at the same time. Jack, Carrick, is there anything that y'all want to talk to Irwin about since y'all stayed behind while Droot and Grim walked out?
No, can't think of anything right now.
This guy owned the bar. I mean, the whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll ask him. Have you ever heard of anybody named the Traveler?
He kind of thinks for a minute and says, named the Traveler. I don't know anyone named the Traveler. The only thing that kind of makes me think of is we've got a Yahoo here in town that has got a what he calls his little traveling carnival, but it's not much of a carnival if I'm giving you my opinion about it. But he doesn't have like a name. The traveler, that idiot's name is Rictavio.
Rictavio. Okay.
How is it that y'all came to be here? This place is way better off than Barovia.
He'll nod at Jack and say, "Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you've been here any bit of time, and obviously you have, if you've encountered and dealt with Strahd, you know that this place is under his dominion. But the further you get away from his castle, the more we're kind of left to our own devices. Unfortunately for Barovia, that's almost like the epicenter of his misery. And so, yes, we seldom get anyone from that town, and seldom does anyone visit that town. There's very little there except for death and despair.
When's the last time werewolves walked through this town?
He'll kind of think for a moment and he'll say, I can't think of any time that there's been werewolves in the town. As you probably saw when you arrived, there were a good number of wolf heads on pikes out front. Our fearless leader, and you can kind of see that when he says that, he kind of says it with a little bit of sarcasm, seems to think that we always need to have some type of festival or parade or something something ridiculous to celebrate. And so in this particular case, he sent out some hunters, and there was a culling of the wildlife, the wolves in the area. But as far as werewolves, I know that they exist. We've had plenty of travelers reported being either attacked by them or family members gone missing, but I can't recall any that have attacked the town.
Dude, do y'all ever get a dense fog that kills people here?
You'll definitely see a look of acknowledgement from him. He'll say, I know the fog in which you speak, but it's never surrounded our town that I'm aware of. It is always encountered if you stray too far to the borders of the valley.
And who's the leader of this town?
It's a Ben von Malkovich.
Malkovich, okay.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
When you ask that, he'll give you the name. He says the burgomaster that's in charge here is he goes by the title of Baron Vargas Valkovich. And his wife is Lady Petrovna.
Sound like commies. We only have one baron in this group.
He actually, when you say that, he acknowledges. He says, "Well, if you can take that much from the name, then you definitely are a well-traveled person." Yes, he is. He's going to kind of look around, almost like out of habit, kind of people do when they're going to say something that that they know not maybe something to be said aloud, but being in the privacy of his office, he's going to say, "This guy is pretty much what you describe. He's an idiot, but don't let his stupidity or naivety fool you. He is a ruthless leader." Who prides himself on this village and the fact that it is, as you said, a better place than Barovia. He seems to think that if he fosters numerous celebrations, seems like we have a celebration for everything, that if he fosters that happiness, that all is well. In fact, that's his phrase. If you ever meet him, all is well in Valakai. But he's blind to the problems.
You seem kind of excited about the idea that we killed Strahd and you could leave. Is that the general's consensus in town? Like, people want to leave this place?
He'll look at you, Carrick, and he'll say, "Well, you have to understand that." He'll kind of pause for a second and says, "Where do you come from?"
Not here.
Says, "I can tell that, friend. Well, wherever it is that you hail from, I'm sure that you have met plenty of people that come to accept, and some even enjoy the darkness and the misery that evil can provide. There are other."
Like that once. He was really ugly. He wore a mask.
Say it again.
I said I knew a guy like that once. He was really ugly and he wore a mask all the time. Like for no reason. Really weird guy.
He'll nod and says, "Well, then yes, you would. It sounds like you have met people like that. Well, it's the same as here. There are people such as myself that long for the day for Strahd to be destroyed, and that for us to be able to to leave this godforsaken valley. But I know in my heart of hearts it's never going to happen because my family, my father, his father, and his father's father has been here for centuries. But we hear the legends. And so there are some of us that still hold out hope. But there are others that serve Strahd and that recognize him as their supreme Dark Lord. And
when he says that, do I believe that he is lying to appease me, or do I believe that he is not one of these people?
Make a insight check.
9 plus 5, 14.
14 and get his charisma. All right. Yeah, you get the feeling that he is telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That he is being genuine, and that he longs for the day and has that hope that that one day Strahd would be defeated. But he is telling you the truth that there are people that openly serve Strahd, that recognize him as their leader and support his reign. Then he goes on, as you kind of sit there, he continues to talk and let you know that you need to be mindful and careful during your time here in Valakai, because there are those type of people which he just describes. The family, the burgomaster, the Valkovich, he does not believe that they serve Strahd. He just thinks that they're blinded by their own pride and stupidity. But he says that there are individuals here that openly support Strahd.
We heard in Barovia, with the village of Barovia, we heard that there was an attack on the castle about a year ago. Do you know anything about that?
He nods. He says, "Yes, there was some being, something, some person. You never can tell with those magic folk, claiming to be some powerful wizard or mage or some practitioner of the arcane arts that came through that entered the valley and tried to garner support in the three major villages, claiming that he knew how to kill Strahd, that he had the knowledge of his weaknesses and how to kill him, and he managed to get some support, and they did march, at least from what I understand, they did march on Castle Ravenloft, but as you can tell, since you have met Strahd, they were unsuccessful.
What was that? Do you know anything about that guy? What was his name? Do you know his name?
I only know the name in which that they gave him. The people around the valley call him the Mad Mage.
The Mad Mage.
How is it that he led a revolution and still lived?
Yeah, is he still around? Has anybody seen him?
No one has seen him as of recently. The legend, at least the story that made it back to people, is that Strahd tormented him and destroyed what was in his mind, and supposedly caused him to throw himself off the Seer Cliffs. But the stories say that he survived and that he allegedly kind of retreated to the north, to a tower in the north, where they say that he continues to practice his dark arts, but is thoroughly insane. But it being near the border of the valley, I don't know of anyone that's made that trek up there.
You said it's north, like north of the lake?
Yes. Let's see here. For real quick, I'll put us on Barovia and zoom out. Oh my God, could it zoom any slower? Okay. He is good. Y'all are here. You'll kind of pull out your map, Carrick, and he'll point to a spot on the map in this area up here.
So, like, follow that river north of the lake.
Correct. He says that's. Again, I know no one. It's supposedly in the either if it's in the fog, nearest the fog, it's at the borders of at the valley, and no one that I know of heads in that direction. Again, the fog that you mentioned kills all that enter it.
Yeah, it was not fun. Well, thank you for your information.
Oh, he nods. He says, "Anything that I can help any enemy of Strahd is a friend of mine." And then he kind of says, "As I reiterated out there, anything that y'all need or require, please do not hesitate to ask, and I will try to help out in any way that I can." And then he will mention the gentleman that reserved the rooms. He says, when you see that gentleman again, please tell him to come and see me. Take care of the rooms and things for him.
Will do. As I walk out, go meet up with Grim.
I'm gonna go finish my wine and read my book.
All right. So we'll now swap to actually both sets of people. Baron and Irina are going to notice, again, now what's happening, Grim and Darut approaching and beginning a conversation with these two strangers at the north part of the bar. I'm wondering if it's this particular map now.
Could be.
It's probably all the dynamic lighting on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty large. It's got several rooms, and it's also got quite a number of NPCs on there. That might be part of it too.
Also, yeah, if they all have a character sheet, it's gonna be.
They do.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll see them, Baron. When you see them kind of engage in conversation, are you going to sit fast with Irina, or are you going to approach with them?
I'm gonna. Okay, just give Ivor a nod and tell him to come sit with us.
Okay. It looks like you just joined, so let me put his token at the table.
Oh yeah, good deal. That worked out good.
Yep. Almost as if you actually told him to.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So
they can handle that.
Drute and Grim, y'all have approached these individuals that Erwin had pointed out to y'all, and I got to reconnect or re. There's Mark. What's up, Mark? All right, Mark. Your Ivor is sitting at the table with Baron and Irina. Jack just had a conversation with the owner of the bar named Erwin. They had a conversation with him in the back room where they questioned him about this traveler. He was not aware of anyone that goes by that moniker, but he did mention someone that has kind of a traveling carnival. They also questioned him about that attempted coup or uprising against Strahd that was mentioned previously, and he mentioned someone that goes by the name, or at least the nickname, the Mad Mage, that had tried to garner support from the villages and tried to march on Castle Ravenloft, and obviously was defeated. And he allegedly had some type of or hideout in the north, just at the border in the fog.
Gotcha.
All right. So Drew and Grim, y'all have approached these two individuals that Erwin had pointed out, and I'll let y'all.
In true Drute fashion, with a big smile on his face, he's just gonna, hey friends, how are you doing?
These two guys are kind of sitting at the table with one another, and as you kind of get their attention, they're both going to kind of at the same time look over at you and see this half-orc looking creature, which is not a common occurrence, but they don't look particularly shocked, and what is it that you need? You kind of in a gruff, not really rude, but not really friendly, just kind of like you're kind of interrupting their drink.
Yes, well, I've heard from several people, patrons of this inn, that y'all are hunters and you travel the area quite a bit. And I was wondering if you might know a friend of ours that we were looking for.
He'll like it says that's no lie. We do know this area pretty well. As far as people that you may know, I have no idea what is it that you need or who you're looking for.
Well, so it's true then that you are hunters?
Yes.
What exactly do y'all hunt in this valley? Mostly all we've seen is werewolves and such.
He'll nod and say, well, you may have seen some of our handiwork out front on the front of the gate. Pretty much anything that causes problems for travelers in the area, anything that can make us some coin for their pelts or skins.
Yes, well, nice work. I did notice the handiwork, and congratulations on that. Job well done. We've killed a few ourselves, but I'm looking for another hunter who travels the valley as well. I think his name's Rasputin or something along those lines. I think he hunts something a little more like a vampire.
He'll kind of look at you and say, the two of them almost kind of laugh, kind of chuckle with one another as there's like some type of inside joke that only they get, and then one of them kind of turns to you and says, "Hunting vampires." Now that's a notion. I don't know of anyone that hunts vampires.
What's the guy's name, Grim?
Rudolph, somebody or another.
Yeah.
Not Rasputin? No, okay, not Rasputin.
No, it's like Randolph.
Randolph?
So I thought you were role playing, like you were really trying to like use a name that was.
I kind of was a little bit, but honestly, I couldn't remember at the same time, so I just went with that.
Yeah, you didn't get close.
I knew some kind of Russian sounding name, you know.
Yeah, Van Richten.
Yeah, Van Richten.
Van Richten, yeah, that's it. Randolph Van Richten. Is it a hunter you're aware of?
He goes. He kind of looks and they kind of think for a moment, and I don't know. Yeah, almost like they're kind of looking at one another, and then they kind of look and say, "Well, you know, friend, I don't know where you come from, but from where we are, information's not free."
So I certainly understand, but some information is too good to put a price on. I'll try to persuade them.
Okay.
Oh gosh, never mind.
Where's Jack?
I'll be right back.
Upstairs.
I know.
All right, let's see. Oops. 70. Let's see here. 9. Where's their wisdom? All right. So he kind of, when you say that, he kind of smiles, and you know, same thing, kind of the chuckle that you just did. He says, "Well, not that kind of information. We're going to need something. I mean, you're going to either have to line our bellies with food and drink, or pay up in some Zaroviches if you want any information, like on names and whereabouts."
Well, if wine interests you at all, I do have a friend who might be able to provide you a pretty good supply of wine.
But he says, "Well, we're listening."
So if you can give me some inclination of where we might find this gentleman, we have some business with a friend in the back office has a jug that just seems to supply wine just endlessly.
you'll kind of see them kind of you had their interest, and then with the mention of something that sounds otherworldly or magical, they're going to kind of kind of give you a blow off and say, please, we would love to see this magic that you speak of.
Hey, Grim, you want to go get Carrick real quick and see if he can make some wine for us? Grim's not here at the moment, but I would assume send Grim to go get Carrick.
All right, so Grim will, I guess, walk back since he's not here to deny doing that. He'll walk back there as every little good dwarf helper should, and he'll grab, or he'll at least talk to the wizard and say, hey, Carrick, Droot says something about your little magical jug. He wants you out front.
I'll be like, I already used it. I think it's empty.
Well, that's good news.
It only makes 1 gallon of wine, and I assume we drank a gallon of wine.
Okay.
So Grim will come back out and relay this news to Droot, I guess kind of quietly, and then Droot will do what?
I'll go, so I might have overstated that endless jug thing. Maybe there's some other way we can come to an agreement here. The magic guy, he always has some cool stuff. I just assumed it was endless.
As you kind of say that, well, I have a question. I have a question for you. One of them says, Soldar says, who told you to talk to us?
Well, I've just I heard around the inn that you guys do some pretty good hunting work, so I figured a hunter knows other hunters.
Okay. Well, he says, I'm more than happy to trade hunting stories and kind of direct you anywhere you need to go as far as the town of Valakai. But you want something more than that. He's gonna kind of hold out his hand. He says, I'm gonna need something, and he kind of points at his hand.
I'll pull out 5 gold pieces and just be like, well, I do have this.
This is going to be a theme. I love it. We're just not taking the hint.
As soon as you pull them out and you kind of did you put them in his hand?
I just kind of set them on the table between us.
Right, set them on the table. He's going to kind of look at it, and then he's going to look back up at you, and then look down at it, and he's going to just kind of start chuckling to himself again, and then he's going to kind of scoot them with his hand, push them back towards you, and say, those are about as worthless as a child's toy here.
So, if you'll allow it, I want to make it like another persuasion. Be like, no, sir, you understand this is very valuable, very precious metal that you will not find in this valley. It's something extremely rare that is worth quite a bit.
Okay.
This is that dumb. These are 2 of the worst persuasion rolls I've ever had.
Yeah, +7.
So let's see. Hey! All right. Droot turns on the charm, something fierce. He talks these shiny objects up like they are gold bricks from Trump Tower, and there's going to be it's going to take a hot minute, but after a couple of minutes of you selling these things, they're going to kind of look at each other and like, well, I mean, this sounds like these might be worth something. Do we really want to like pass up on this just because he wants a name? Like they're kind of discussing it with one another. And finally, the one that you were kind of talking to, reaches his hand out and kind of pulls him toward himself, and kind of puts him in his pocket. And he says, "If these end up being worthless, I'm going to find you." And then he says, "What is it that you want?"
We just point us in the right direction. That shouldn't be too expensive.
No, we know he's here. We know you know who he is. Well, what's the holdup here?
He's going to actually say, well, from my understanding, the name that you speak, this Van Richten, He's dead.
Well, it appears your understanding is lacking because he's here.
These guys that are sitting down are going to make eye contact that's like literally on their same eye level of this dwarf that's standing in front of them, or while they sit, and they're going to kind of. I'm not the one that is trying to find the location of someone that is allegedly dead. So I seem to know a bit more than you. I can tell you about him, but as far as whereabouts, I don't know where he is, because I would think that wherever his remains are, that is, they were scattered to the wind.
I'll just look at Karuk and be like, I don't think they're gonna help us, man.
Well, if you say he's remains, do you know how he met his demise?
He'll say, I do. He was allegedly part of the group that marched on the castle with the wizards, and he did not return. Again, I recognize the name. He was someone that claimed to be from another plane. No, he doesn't use the word plane. He says whatever, vernacular world or another place, such as yourself. Claimed to be some type of, as you described him, hunter of the creatures of the night. And again, he was what we're told, or what we hear from the stories, is that he was one of the incompetent ones that took up with this wizard and marched on Castle Ravenloft. And from my understanding, none survived.
Well, dear friends, I will say not being seen again and being dead are two very different things. What did this man look like?
He kind of gives you a description of an older gentleman that you would probably equate to in human years, in his probably early 60s, late 50s, early 60s, with gray hair, kind of, I guess you'd almost, I don't know how to describe the dress or the garb, but something that you would equate to what Van Helsing wore in the movies. That kind of attire. And so that's the physical description that he is, that he was a human. But again, they had never met him or gone into the wilderness with him or anything. This is just hearsay that they're kind of providing you.
And I'll lean down and kind of whisper to Graham and just be like, well, if you know he's alive and he's here, I guess we'll just have to look for him. They don't seem to really know where he's at.
Just to the DM, this is the guy I scrawled on and saw him in this town, right?
Which guy?
The vampire hunter guy.
I remember you scrying. I'm trying to remember what you did. Was it, did you scry, or did you ask your? I thought it was you did your divine, where you asked if that's where he was at.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, you did get when you asked your god.
Okay, that's what it was.
He said that he was here.
Okay. Well, I'll look at Daruk and be like, I think you're right. These are not the hunters we were looking for.
I'll thank them again and say, well, gentlemen, I thank you for your time, and I hope you find good use for that gold medal there.
He says the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find out if these are worth anything. There's a person that knows about these type of valuable things, and I'm going to get firsthand knowledge about whether this is something of value.
Yeah.
Oh, who is that you're going to take it to?
He kind of looks at it and says, "Oh, there's some loudmouth carnival owner that claims to have traveled the many lands, and knows about magical items or things of worth, and so I'm going to find him and find out whether this stuff that you just gave me is worth anything or not.
Okay, well, just don't let him lie to you because it's worth a lot.
Yeah, if he can't help you, I can tell you where to put him.
I guess we'll go rejoin Baron and Ivor.
Okay. So y'all kind of will meet up with Baron and Ivor, with Irina sitting at the table. As y'all kind of sit there, drink. Baron, what is it that you've brought Irina down? What is it that y'all are doing?
I'm gonna, since Grim and Darut are coming over here, Ivor's already sitting here. I want to go out the door real fast. Out
Okay.
the front door.
Okay.
To the well over here.
Okay.
And say Pandlin and jump in it. See if it's an actual well or if it does something else.
Okay. You will jump into the well, much to the chagrin of the people that are kind of going by and the ladies that have been coming out to grab water to take into the inn. You'll get several jeers and sneers and curse words thrown at you. Get the hell out of our drinking water. And the only thing that you accomplished was that you got wet.
Okay. I'll get back out.
Okay.
Why is there a well outside the bar? Okay.
So you'll walk back in soaking wet, and the group is kind of sitting there. Irina is going to kind of look at you like she didn't know like you're a strange individual. After a few moments, Erwin is going to come out from his room. I assume Carrick and Jack, did y'all joined everybody out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Erwin's going to come out to the table and kind of beckon y'all back into his room. And I guess if y'all are willing to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So y'all kind of all head back there, and again, just for the sake of not having to drag tokens, y'all find yourself back in the same room that you spoke with him at previously. And he'll look kind of look around at all. He said, "So did you find the information that you were looking for from those gentlemen?"
No, not really, but sorry.
No. They were less than helpful.
He's going to say, "Give me just one moment," and he's going to leave the room, and then he's going to re-enter the room with these two individuals. And when he brings them back in, he's going to see all y'all kind of standing there, a group, and they're going to look at Erwin and say, "Is there a problem, Erwin?" He's going to look at them and say, "These gentlemen here are friends of mine. It's my understanding, according to them, that y'all were less than helpful with them. What appears to be the problem? If you want to ever be able to entertain yourself or have a drink in this establishment again, you're going to help them fully and answer any question that they have."
Yeah.
Yeah, we got management, bro.
And at the sound of that, having their nightly rituals taken from them, they kind of look at the group and say, "Gentlemen, I meant what I said. I don't know where this person is that you're looking for. I can only tell you that from our understanding that he marched on Castle Ravenloft with this wizard and was killed. I'm willing to help out in any way that I can, but I don't know what more you want from me." And Erwin's going to look at y'all and say, "What is it that besides the whereabouts of this person, is there anything else that these gentlemen can help you with?"
Yeah. Who's an underling to this Von Richten? Who's he aligned with in town?
Erwin is going to again kind of say, I'm not real familiar with the name, but he's going to then kind of nod and defer to them, and they're going to kind of look at you, Baron, and say, as far as I understand, again, this was some time ago. This was over a year ago when this march on Castle Ravenloft happened. I don't know of anyone that was aligned with him.
I'm sorry. I meant to say the Baron, not Von Richten.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong name. Sorry.
No, that's all right. As far as the burgomaster,
Yeah.
not only Erwin or all three of them, they'll proffer any information, but then they'll say steer clear of that guy. It's dealing with him is nothing but trouble. As far as I know, he's the end all be all besides him and his wife. There's not really a vice burgomaster.
But he has alignment with people, right? Like
From our understanding, I mean, again, you have to understand the towns here are pretty much autonomous. I mean, they have some minor trade, especially with Kresk to the west. There's not a lot of trade with the village because the village of Barovia has nothing. About the only person that I ever have seen him deal with on a almost semi-regular basis is the gentleman that I told you about before, the gentleman that owns the little traveling carnival.
Yeah.
He is had permission to come into town and to come and go. That was the gentleman by the name of Octavio. But as far as anyone else that I see him with, he does not really make a whole lot of public appearances except during the celebrations that he likes to throw.
Okay.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go. I'm struggling to stay awake.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
See y'all.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions, I guess.
Where's this traveling carman at?
There's the peddler of stories and horse shit. That would be he's got an old tower he uses to the south.
Oh, with the windmill?
No. You kind of pull out the map again, and Erwin points on the map. Excuse me, not to the south. I apologize. To the west. He pulls out the map, and I'll take you to the map so you can mark it or do what you need.
I just before that all that information gets dropped, I just want to know my enemy on Zoldar, and they'll be higher or lower than our current level, and then Constitution higher or lower than whatever mine is.
All right. His level is lower than yours. His Constitution is 12.
Yeah. Okay. So they're lower. They're hunters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He kind of points at a spot on the map. He says that there is an old tower to the west, and he kind of points over in this direction on Lake Baratok. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where did it go? pull up the description. All right. He says there is a tower to the west on Lake Bartok. It's a destroyed old looking thing that used to belong, as far as the stories and stuff say, it used to belong to a wizard by the name of Kazan. It was somebody that was in liege with Strahd at one point. Oh, that's cool looking, Brandon.
Yeah, that'll work.
Isn't that fun?
Hey, you gonna be that's a neat toy. You could get in some trouble with that. But he says this particular gentleman, he's got a wagon, kind of like a carnival wagon that he pulls aside, and he's full of horse manure. He's always spouting stories of stuff like that. Most people don't pay him much never mind. But again, he does have to get permission to set up his little carnival when he comes and stays for a few days from the burgomaster. But we're told that he lives in that piece of junk tower to the west.
And he's not here now.
I haven't been to the edge of town. Typically, he sets up his little carnival right on the inside of the. Let's go to the. There you go, town of Alaka. Take y'all to that map. Y'all are here in the center.
Yeah.
He says normally when he comes to town, he sets up just on the outskirts of town to the west, in this area out here in the grassland, just outside, south of some of the houses, outside the main gate. That's where the burgomaster kind of lets him set up. So I haven't been that direction. He usually comes every couple of weeks and tries to entertain the children and some of the citizens that will humor his stories and like a good show. So
Does he like have like flashy lights or like a specific colored tent or something that you know of?
Yeah, he's got an old when he sets up the thing, it's a kind of a colorful tent that he sets up. But if it's not completely set up, he travels in like a covered wagon. It's looks like an old. It doesn't have a cloth top. It's it's an actual wagon as far as the roof and all that. I don't know if he lives out of it sometimes when he's on the road or whatnot. But you'll see that set up next to the tent. So you feel free to check.
Yeah, I'll get up and walk to the window and open it.
Okay.
And summon R2 and tell her to go look for him.
Okay. So you'll summon your little bony friend, and you will see through her eyes. She's going to fly to the west. And she's going to fly out to that area that you've seen, or excuse me, that he kind of pointed to, and you will not see anything that appears to be a tent set up or anything like that.
Okay. I'll sit back down. He's gone. He's not here.
All right. And so as you kind of are talking to Erwin about this, the two other hunters that have kind of have just been standing there waiting, trying to make attempts to kind of disappear, not physically, but just kind of trying to cower back and not make themselves noticeable. They'll chime in and say, well, from my understanding, he was just here recently, I heard him talking to one of the toy maker, or say one of the toy maker here in town, and he probably, if he's not here anymore, he probably just left. He said you could always go and talk to what's this guy's name? Blinsky. He's kind of the little local toy maker. I know that he's dealt with Octavio before in the past. I think they've become friends. He might be able to give you some more information on him. Otherwise, again, we only know what we told you is that in the bar, is that we don't know of the whereabouts. We believe Ben Richten to be deceased. They're going to kind of look at Irwin and say, look, have we satisfied you, Irwin? I mean, we please don't cut, they're almost pleading with him, please don't cut a drink and food. And he's going to kind of look at y'all for confirmation as to whether to let them go or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would not.
He'll say, yeah, y'all have been no help, but that's fine if that's all that you know. He's going to kind of dismiss them, kind of annoyed, and they're going to kind of retreat back to the bar area with their tail between their legs. And he's going to look at y'all and say, I apologize. I would have hoped that they would have been more help. Again, I'm sorry that I can't be of more help. I don't recognize this name, Ben Richten, but again, I can give you anything that you want to know about the town itself. As far as this carnival jester, I don't know if I would waste my time with him. He's full of hot air, but if you do so choose, I can send you with whatever supplies I can muster.
Okay.
yeah.
So what are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, that's what he said. He's not offered any assistance other than that.
I think we need to find this Van Richten guy. Grim, can you do the thing where you find the guy and know where the guy's at type thing?
I can. Let's see. Get that prepared. I mean, I can attempt to scry on him. I have that prepared. I don't have anything else.
That's better than nothing.
Or,
It's better than I can do.
and it's since I only know his name and I've never met him, would be considered what? You've heard of the target? Secondhand knowledge? Let's see, hold on a second. Yeah, I mean, locate objects, not gonna do anything for us. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Be my last level 5 spell. All right, I'll tip this crown, Ben Richten. Let's see what that. It's a mouse. I mean, I don't want to do it here. It takes 10 minutes, and it's a lot of
A lot of theatrics.
It's a lot going on. It's gonna bring me some really strange looks. So I'd go back and I'd go up to the room and try to do it.
Okay. So y'all will, I'd say y'all, Grim is going to head up to the room. Everyone going to stay down and continue to drink and wine and dine, or y'all are going to follow him up to the room?
I'll go up to the room with him.
Go watch.
I'm gonna stay down and drink.
All right. So I was, Irina will follow y'all up there since he's not here. We'll assume that because he strikes me as a drinking guy, that Baron and Ivor will kind of enjoy their table that they've got. The rest of y'all will kind of head up. Baron has reserved 2 rooms for the group. And Irina is going to be in one of the adjacent rooms, and we'll just say, I don't see Jack's token. We'll just say Jack is there. And y'all are going to be up there with Grim. Drew is going to, I guess, watch Grim do his thing. So Grim,
Yeah, I'll sit down and pull up my silver mirror and my holy water, and attempt to scry on our boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a wisdom saving throw. He gets a +5 to it since I just know him as he exists in this world.
Okay. Let's see here. Pull up his sheet. Right there, wisdom.
That's right. That's a fail.
Okay.
Well, oh yeah, hold on. No, that's a 17 with a +5. He passes.
All right, let's see here. So,
I've got one more watch, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
That was 10 minutes of me doing that and getting nothing. Okay, I'll pull out some incense and just ask, is homeboy at his castle? Or his tower, his rickety ass tower? If we go there, we're gonna find him, is what I'm gonna ask.
So to be clear, you're asking if Van Richten is at his rickety ass tower.
Isn't that who we're looking for?
Wait, Van Richten, he's the hunter, right?
Yeah.
You know, Kazan is the crazy traveler wizard person.
Oh, I thought this is who we were looking for.
No, the traveling wizard that tried to lead the insurrection is the Mad Mage.
That was a Mad Mage, okay.
The Van Richten is the vampire hunter. Rictavio is the carnival owner that's traveled around that people say is full of hot air, and then Kazan is the previous owner of the tower that Rictavio, the carnival owner, supposedly lives in. That he used to be a minion of Strahd, but has been killed.
Oh, okay. Then I won't do the divination then, because I've already done that on him. And it said he was here, but we don't know if he's here and like if he's alive or not. His remains may be here. Oh, yeah, a bunch of pop-ups here.
So you kind of cut out there for a second. So you're going to ask if Van Richten is. What were you going to ask?
Well, I was confused at who we were looking for. So the divination I've already done for this guy, and it said the answer was he was in this town, but it was unclear whether he was still alive in this town or dead in this town. Right?
I mean, he just said when you've asked a few days ago, it was he was in the town.
Is there a graveyard in this town?
I mean, Irwin, if he's standing there, says, "I mean, yeah, there's a cemetery. It's out by the church."
Should we check there, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to do like a process of elimination at this point because I can't do anything. Or just go talk to the clown fellow. I'd like to find Van Richten.
Same. And the wizard and the traveling guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I can certainly see if he's still alive. I mean, I don't. It's probably just a single question. I don't have anything else prepared. I'm getting low on spell slots.
Where's the traveler guy?
He's not here, but we can talk to Victavio and see if he knows where he's at.
Gotta do something.
So we're gonna talk to this carnival guy.
Well, he's not in town, but we can go try and find him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a commune spell, but I'm out of spell slots for that. I can't really do it now. Scrying that up. I guess I could cast it. Rituals don't use a spell slot, right?
Correct.
I can do it as a ritual.
Tell you what, the cleric dwarf is where it's at.
Yeah,
So-
he's rocking this for us. I just have a book I want to read.
So 11 minutes go past, and I want to know if this Van Richten guy is still among the living.
All right, ask up to all right. So up to 3 questions. You'll sit there and I mean you've been doing a lot of chanting today, so your voice is going a little bit hoarse. But yeah, you're gonna do your ritual, and a little time is gonna pass, and then you're going to feel the Holy Spirit, and it will answer you with the word yes.
Is he in town?
Let's see here. You will
And by town, I mean like town proper. He's not outside the city walls.
Well, he'll say no. I assume this is a he, it. This deity will say no, no longer.
I don't know what else to ask.
Got one more question.
Which direction did he go?
I think I already told us last he was seen was north of here. Didn't they say he threw themselves off a cliff somewhere?
That was the Mad Mage.
Oh, the Mad Mage. Okay, I get these two confused. Let me see. Is he north of town?
No.
Okay. He didn't go north. That's all the questions I got. I don't know what else to ask him.
Very helpful.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect much.
Is it nighttime yet?
It is.
Yeah. I'm thinking pretty quick. I'm gonna have to call it. I gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's technically nighttime in the city as well. So we've got rooms.
You want to take a long rest and look for him in the morning?
Yeah, let's start fresh in the morning.
Yeah. Now that I know what we got planned, I might be able to help out more.
Me and Carla Gino take the small room. Don't worry about it.
I'm going into my bubble to read.
All right. Well, I'll think about this and come back to it.
You pretty much wore it out. You beat it up pretty hard.
Yep. Well, we got some names at least, and we got some direction.
We got some leads to track down for sure.
Yeah, we got the Mad Mage. We got the wizard named Kazan.
Got the carnival barker.
That's the carnival guy. And then we got Tavio, who might help us find Kazan.
Rick Tavio is the carnival guy.
Rick Tavio is the carnival guy.
When we're leaving,
Yeah, Rasputin.
can I walk by the Zoldar and Yanovgenchi, whatever his name is? Say you're right, he's dead.
Yeah, I told you. And they're going to kind of bury their head back in their ale. At this point, because he's revisited with you, Erwin is going to take Baron aside and say, again, not knowing who you were at the time when you reserved the rooms, he's going to hand you your Zaroviches back.
Sweet.
And say
thank you.
the rooms are on the house for as long as you need. And if there's anything that you need as far as assistance or aid around town, let me know. I don't have a lot of influence, but I can help with what I may.
I'll just make sure to tell them that if anyone comes looking or inquires about a larger group or anybody else, just point them in the wrong direction, please.
He nods and he says, "Take heart. I will. You can trust me. I will do that. But allow me to give you a word of warning. While I will not say anything, I can't promise for all of the people that saw you come and go. And my word of warning would be I would not stay too long because these names that you're asking about and information, people will take note of that. As I mentioned before, there are people in this town that are loyal to Strahd, and word will eventually get back to him that you are inquiring into his business.
Right. Yeah. So this will be the first night the group has stayed here. So we won't stay too long. We won't cause you any trouble.
He says, again, you are free to stay as much as you care to, but I just warn you that staying too long could be detrimental. And with that, y'all can. Ivor's going to drink the night away, I guess.
Yep. I'm just sitting here drinking, observing, just waiting to shoot people.
And
All these names give me a headache. I don't know. There's names everywhere we go.
and let's see, where's Baron's token? There he is. All right, so y'all will be in y'all rooms, and the evening will pass without incident, and bright and early, y'all will find yourselves in similar surrounding. Nothing's changed except for the quote unquote the sun is up. Y'all had a long rest to kind of refresh and decide what y'all are going to do. And at that point, is there anything that anybody needs to do, or are we calling it quits?
I think that's a good stopping point for tonight.
What about I got to read on horseback the whole way there, right? So sort of fighting Strahd and hanging out in the bar for, I don't know, an hour or two. Would you say like 12 hours of reading?
I mean, you only require 4 hours of sleep of rest, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were actively participating in all the stuff down in the bar. So,
Yeah.
I'd probably say with the travel and stuff, it was probably more of a long, like 8 hours you had of reading.
Okay.
Of uninterrupted reading and stuff like that.
That's cool. I'm making good progress.
Always reading.
Always reading.
Learning.
Carrick and his books.
Yeah, I don't think we need to push it any further with minus.
True.
2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I've had like 2 12-hour days back to back. I'm pretty tired too.
Yeah.
All right, we got 7 a.m. football.
Cool.
Oh, that's early.
Yeah, we'll call it here then.
Yep.
I got to see William today, future left tackle.